as promised, I am so excited to bring in my best buddy. I love her. She's legendary in my world and in your world as well. I can't get enough of Michelle Beadle. Beads, thanks for
Yay!
being a guest
I'm
on the
stoked to
Linda
see
Cohn
you.
Show.
Yes, no, I'm stoked. I know you and I tried so hard to like do anything.
Yes.
But now you know what? This I'll take this. I'll take whatever
Yeah,
I can get.
yeah, and you've been a doll, an angel, because when you've had all your platforms and all your things, you've always invited me on, and I'm like, I remember, and also I have fun, and that's why I'm doing
I
this.
love that.
Beads, that's what like we're about, right? I mean, when I first met you and you joined ESPN and
Oh yeah.
ESPN Radio back in the day, it seems like a lifetime ago. I know, we'll get into it. But what I loved about you is just you're so real and genuine. And it was hard to find women, young women like yourself, who were that way. And yeah, it kind of reminded me of myself. I'll be
Yay.
honest, a little narcissistic,
No, not at all. No, I don't
but
think that's narcissistic at all. When you meet someone, you're like, oh, there's something here. This reminds me of me. I don't think that's bad. I don't think it's a bad thing.
yeah, why do you think that's a good thing? And why do you think that's a big reason for your success?
I'll put it this way. I don't think are we allowed to say asshole? I'm gonna say
Yes,
asshole.
we can say the F word. I think I just
Whoa,
kind of
don't give me that free leash. Okay. No. No, I'm gonna go
well,
crazy.
I'm a New York girl. You know it's coming out.
Do you know what it is? I don't think assholes look at someone and meet someone and go, reminds me of myself because they're not. I don't think they're aware, right? But I think if you're someone who sort of conducted yourself in a good way and you've made a great rep for yourself, like
Right.
I think seeing that is not a bad thing. So I'll take it. I take it as a compliment.
As you should. All right, before we get going, Beads. I mean, we got to go there. Your Spurs, my Knicks, Knicks in five. End of story. Your thoughts?
You know what? I wish we could. I went to game 5. Man, it was a hell of a turnout for Knicks fans. It was loud in there. But I'll say this, like I wish we could have gotten another game out of it. I didn't see us coming back from that at that point. Oh good, we get dog coughs. But it was the funny thing about it is I actually really like that Knicks team. Like I don't know anyone who wakes up and says I can't stand Jalen Brunson. I couldn't imagine feeling that way. I couldn't imagine Josh Hart, likable dude. Like it's a
Yep.
likable team. I think my issue that I started to run into was with fans, which
Yeah.
again we've been doing this long enough.
Yep.
It's very rarely the team that we have problems with. It's the fans.
Yeah.
So,
Beats,
but it's
a couple
okay.
of things.
Yeah,
Definitely great points you brought up. I always say that. You know how I love my teams, but 50% of the fan bases are morons.
for
But the
100%.
teams I
Yeah,
love
yeah. Oh
because
no,
they
I get
just
it.
catch on later, right?
Well, you're also because you're a New Yorker and like it's the biggest market in the world. There's a sense of sort of we belong everywhere that comes with being a New Yorker, which I'm not even mad at. But sometimes when the teams are lousy and that still is there, the rest of us on the outside are like, nah, dude. But now you know what? The Knicks took 53 years of that and erased it, and now they're up at the top of the mountain. So it's like brand new rules starting next season, which I'm excited. If you're a Knicks fan, be excited because there's no reason why they couldn't do it again.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. But let me get back to you being at game five. I'm sorry, I can't get
Oh
enough
my
of this, Beats.
god, it was bad.
That was, what is disturbing? Again, Knicks were the first team I ever loved when I was
Yeah.
12 years old. Okay, so, but I was actually saddened for the Spurs faithful.
Mm,
They sold their tickets.
I
They
know.
lost faith. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong,
No,
but
I
I would
know.
be embarrassed. And if I were you, I'd be like, I'm really embarrassed by my fandom of these people who I thought I was a part of, and
Yeah.
they had no faith.
I'd be a hypocrite too if I didn't point it out because I've made fun of other fan bases when they do that. And doing it for game 5 just felt like we've all thrown in the towel, which was such a bummer.
Yeah.
And look, I get the finances of it all. You could sell literally tickets to one game and pay for all of next season. And so I understand that. Um, But it was such a bummer. It was. I'll say this: I had New York fans on one side and Spurs fans on the other. I also had some New York fans in front of me. I won't name any names, but it's certain
Okay.
podcast hosts that I'm not a fan of.
All right.
Um,
All right. We'll get
and
into that.
the guys to my left were awesome. Like they were
Yeah.
like, "You, this town has been so hospitable," and blah blah blah. And I was like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's we're for the most part we're pretty good." But yeah, it was a bit of a bummer. It's a great learning experience for the team itself. Like that's a New York is one of what 2 or 3 teams in this league where any one of your home games can very much feel like an away game. And
Yep.
that's exactly what it felt like in that building. We luckily, my brother, his girlfriend, and my dad and I ducked out the second it ended, just
Yeah.
so we didn't have to be a part of sort of the celebration part. We make it to the parking lot and get out, and then yeah, it worked out perfectly. Because I'm not about to watch the celebration, y'all. You can have it.
Yeah. That reminds me of when my son Dan, who's now 30 years old, he's a Patriots fan, and I'm a Giants fan, as you know.
Yep.
And I'll never forget the second Giants Patriots Super Bowl. It was in Indianapolis. We were like in the top row of the RCA Dome at
Oh my
that
god.
time. The confetti falls. The Giants did it again against the Patriots. My son Dan, who was 16 at the time, Michelle, gets up. We're in a foreign city, Indianapolis. He goes, "Mom, I'm leaving. I can't watch this celebration." And I'm like,
Wow.
Dan,
Yep.
I'm a Giants fan. I must see it all. But of
Nope.
course, being a great mom first, I followed him out,
You
and we also
did?
beat the traffic. Yeah, I
I mean, I
missed
guess
the
at
actual
16.
celebration.
Yeah, he's
Yes,
young enough where you're like, I can't say like meet you at the car in a foreign place.
totally.
So I get
Totally.
it. I get
Yeah,
it.
where's the car? That's
Yeah,
for another
exactly.
time because there was a time we went to a Dolphins Patriots game
Oh
at
no.
Foxborough. We left early and God was looking down on us and saying, "Don't ever do that again." It took us 45 minutes to find the car. I was being punished for leaving a sporting event early.
Oh,
True
you
story.
want to hear mine? So we didn't leave
Yes.
the game early, but we got out. We get out of the building. There's a lot, the traffic to get out of the parking lot is being guided by SAPD and the
Yeah.
sheriff's account. All of that's happening. They're everywhere. The lights are on. Some guy gets mad at my brother because he didn't let him in, even though we already let someone in. Gets out and punches the side of my brother's car and cuts my brother. So we ended up being later than everybody else leaving because we had to sit in the parking lot to press charges. I was like, you know what? I should have just stayed for the celebration.
Okay, first of all, was everyone okay after
Yeah,
this
no,
incident?
no, it was funny because first of all, my brother loves his car, so punching his car was not smart. But
Oh,
then once there
not
was
good.
blood, we enjoyed. I have such a hot head that I'm in the back seat, but the child locks are on, so I can't get
Yeah.
out, which is the best thing that could have happened to me because I was ready. But no, it was my brother was very cool, calm, and collected. Was like, yes, I would like to press charges, while this idiot sitting over there in handcuffs. I mean, this was a grown ass man, by the way. Like, who acts like that?
I mean, the
Psychopath.
universe again was speaking to you and
Yep.
saying, don't ever
You're
do that again.
God, you're the worst.
That's
Oh
crazy.
well.
Oh, well, you talked about lessons learned and Victor Wembanyama,
Mm,
freak of nature, so fun to watch. But honestly, Beads, I didn't like the way he acted after losses.
yeah.
After I praised his greatness, how articulate he is, and how, a leader he is, and the passion. What were your thoughts about being a diehard Spurs fan? And this is your present and future, and how he reacted.
Unfortunately, I am wired that way. Like if I lose something, I'm a horribly bad loser about things. But I'd like to think at the ripe old age of 50, I've learned a little bit to just, it's fine. There'll be a
Yeah,
day. We'll do it tomorrow. And I think, what is he, 22 years old? Like there's a lot to learn. We've all seen the footage of him when he was 13, 14 years old playing
yeah,
against Chet, and he got so mad that he is definitely wired in sort of that assassin, not
yeah,
to be messed with kind of mold of athlete that maybe we don't see as much of today, but we've certainly all saw it in the past in certain guys. And so I think he'll cool out a little bit. I think, being ahead of schedule, it probably all got to him. I mean, it was loud. Like
yeah,
the noise around him is so loud, and I think rightfully so. I mean, the expectations are through the roof. I think it's not a matter of if he ever wins; it's how many he's going to win. Like
right.
it's a lot. I think he'll learn. I think he'll cool off. Look, I was kind of proud of him for even going up to New York. Was it last week for Fan Fest or Fanatics Fest or whatever?
Yeah,
Because that's hostile territory. And I know they paid him probably a pretty penny, but you still got
yes,
to walk into that building. It's all New York.
yeah,
So I think he's going to learn. I also kind of like there's a heel. Like he's got heel in him. He likes to smile. He likes to talk smack. I think as he gets stronger, people won't be able to sort of physically push him around as much, and I think that's going to be scary for the rest of the league. But he'll get it. He'll get it. I don't want him to ever be like a completely over the top great sport about everything. I think you do need to have a little ass. Like you need to be an asshole, and I think those
yeah.
are the best. Those are my favorite. Dang it.
Yeah, and I don't think it was used to the New York media. Speaking of a holes at times,
Yeah.
uh,
No kidding. All the fans like waiting outside. Yeah, I mean, that's all new stuff. Like that's new for a
Yeah.
lot of those kids, actually.
Yeah. No, no, no question. Who knows as we speak, but LeBron James,
Oh my God.
41 years young. What's in his head right now? What do
I
you
don't
think's
know.
important to him if you could read his mind when he makes this choice of where he's going to play next?
Man, I know it's funny because I thought for sure the announcement was going to come like halftime of the World Cup final. I think a lot of us, like I think we
I
did right.
can't
Like
imagine why. You mean
yeah,
he would love attention?
what? Who me? Look at me. No, I genuinely was surprised when the game, when the match came and went, and it was just like, oh, we got nothing. And so now we're all still waiting. I thought well, he'll probably stay in LA because of comfort, right? Like I've reached that age now where for me to move somewhere that I don't necessarily love
Yep.
or even maybe like, it's gonna be hard because I don't
Yeah.
really want to do that. And it would have to be like to work with the perfect person or to sort of be around my friends. Like those would be the only ways that you could get me to kind of pick up everything and move it. So when he's like, I'm out, I don't want to be in LA anymore, that kind of threw me off. I'm not a believer in the Cleveland part of it all. I get the
Hmm.
romance of it. I don't feel the romance of it, but I get it. I still think he wants to go to Golden State. I think he and Draymond are boys. I think the idea of him playing with Steph after what they did in the Olympics, like they looked like they had aged backwards 20 years and were having the times of their lives. And so for me, I think it's the Warriors. Doesn't mean they win a
Yeah.
championship, but they do have a lot of fun.
Yeah, and that's the thing. What's his goal? Does he want to win another championship? Does he want to finish where I started?
Yeah.
My gut has always told me Golden State because I want to
Really?
believe he doesn't want to make it about him. I
Interesting.
want to believe that he wants to just have fun. Like me, I'm doing this show. Everyone thinks I should play tennis full time and that's the end of it and go off with Babs and that'll be the end. Goodbye.
Oh.
No, I want to do things for fun. I
Yep.
still want to whatever. And that's why I think like you,
I like that.
I think it would be great for the NBA if he goes with his buddies at Golden State. Now, if he pulls a fast one and says, you know what? Philadelphia,
I can't.
Rocky and Jalen Brown, and they have enough, and I'll get the ball more. And
That feels
I mean,
different. That feels like a
yeah,
different motive if he were to do
yeah,
that, which I by the way, I can't visualize that either. Like maybe I'm just
me
having a hard
either.
time visualizing anything but Golden State because all of a sudden you sort of share the meal. Like it's three Hall of Famers just hanging out and
Yeah,
whatever else happens. And
yeah.
maybe Jimmy Butler? Like I don't know. I'm
Hey,
not a
don't
sports
laugh,
fan,
but you know
but
what? I love Jimmy Butler.
I
It's
do
the
too.
closest that he would get, like when we joined the Miami Heat,
100%.
I, right?
Yep.
And that worked out great, with the
Yeah.
two titles. Um, I I got to ask you this because listen, when we used to work together and everything, I had never met a woman that loved wrestling as much as you.
Oh, they're
I'm
out
laughing,
there.
you're laughing. But you gotta, the viewers gotta realize. I mean, I
I
know
know.
wrestling has been around forever. I get it. But when I saw you so passionate about it, I'm like, I gotta see what's up. And now, Beads,
Mhm.
it's bigger than ever. And what am I
Wow.
seeing? And please explain it to me, explain it to the viewers. What's this with Tom
Oh my
Brady,
god.
Logan Paul, staged but not staged, this ongoing feud? What is in the head of the greatest of all time? And I'm talking, of course, Tom Brady.
Okay, so number one, that reminds me, and I'm gonna text it to you when we're done here. I found this old picture that you, me, Andy Wall. It was like I'd rented that little house in Farmington, Connecticut, and we had like a
Yes,
WrestleMania night. And I remember, and like we were
yes.
all like dressed like Steve Austin. Like it had made no sense. It made no sense. Anywho, I'm gonna send that. But B,
Please.
I think with Tom Brady, it's it's crazy to sort of watch this morphing of Tom Brady into whatever this is, right? Like he's
Yes.
physically changing his look. Like he
Yes.
looks completely different to me.
Yes.
During his football career, it was non-existent. Like he didn't have a life. And granted, he was married through a lot of that, and that's a different lifestyle altogether. But even when he wasn't married, it was quiet. Like nobody knew where Tom Brady was from day to day. Now I feel
He
like
was
I can't.
studying the playbook. That's
Oh
all
my
he did
god,
was study
that's
the
all he did.
playbook.
And eat avocado. What was it? He ate avocado ice cream
Yeah.
and couldn't eat strawberries or something.
Right. Don't eat strawberries.
Ridiculous. Yeah. And now everything I know about Tom, it's too much. It's like every day there's more information. The WWE thing is crazy to me. Like, I don't know if his kids are into it and he's doing it for them. I don't know if we're witnessing like one of the longest, most stretched out midlife crises that we've never seen in our lives. But the Logan Paul of it all, it's smart. I mean, if that's where we're headed, is some gimmick wrestling moment. I used to think Logan Paul, that was supposed to be a gimmick, and it turns out
Yeah.
he makes a hell of a WWE wrestler, whether you like him or not. He's actually made to be a jackass and a heel. So it's weird. I mean, they did the eyes, they did like the Undertaker thing with Tom Brady. The
Yeah.
whole thing was just, I think for football purists, it's a lot to swallow because you're just like, that's not my guy. Like, who
Yeah.
is this guy? For the rest of us who are like, it's not that serious. Life's too short. It's just kind of, it's comical to me. He's
Yeah.
everywhere. I can't get
Yeah,
enough.
he is everywhere. And listen, I think he's the greatest of all time. I
Sure.
love the guy. Everything he talks about sounds like right out of the Bible. I mean, you feel like going through a wall for him. And I think this hurts his legacy, Beads.
Interesting. Because
I
it's silly.
do. I think it's too much. I agree with you there.
Silly.
Everything's a bit too much. Um, I think something like this, I know he wants to be like his buddy Gronk,
Oh,
right?
dear, no. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. I know. He doesn't have to be. Why do you try to be
Interesting.
look within yourself and what you mean to the people and how inspirational you are
I
and how you've
know.
done things no one has done before. I'm all about having fun, Beads, as you know,
Yeah.
but I cringe a little bit. And you brought up his whole role as the Undertaker. We also saw that video where he comes out of the crypt, pops up. I think he would. Do you agree? He would make a great villain as opposed to a good guy if he did get into a match
Well,
with
yeah.
Logan Paul or anybody, right? Wouldn't
Well,
he play
because
the villain?
we hate, like, if you weren't a Pats fan
Yeah.
or for 10 minutes a Tampa fan, you hate him. Like, most of us hate him. We're just like, oh, he's too perfect and he's this and that. And he does everything right. Nah, nah, nah. Like, that's, I think, how a lot of us view Tom Brady. I am torn, right? Because I get what you're
Yeah.
saying. Like, then there's another part of me, like that inner child, that's like, well, why not do whatever it is you can do? I mean, who gets these experiences handed to them if you're not Tom Brady? These are sort of like once in a lifetime things. Now, it's sort of up to the individual. Like, where do you draw the line, right? Like, I'm a big
Yeah.
believer in, for myself personally, I've always been like, man, there's a time where it's like you're oversaturating the market with your presence. Like, I feel
When
like,
was that? You never
no,
oversaturated.
well, no, because I even at the height of, whatever, Sports Nation, who
Yeah.
gave a shit, really? But like, I mean, personally, I was very self-conscious about that. That's a lot of me. Like, let's shut the hell up for about 5 minutes. But I don't think he has that. It's almost like he has reached the guy who doesn't say no to anything phase. That for me sometimes is where it gets like Kevin Hart. I love Kevin
Yeah.
Hart to a point.
Yes.
Um, but then sometimes you're like, man, have you ever said no? Like, have you ever said no to anything? Because at some point, something's got to be weird. And we're not there yet with old Tommy Boy. I think this is going to go on for quite some time. And what month are we in? End of summer, begin.
July.
Yeah. And when is WrestleMania? Like April? Yeah. So have fun with that. It's going to go on for a while. Dear
Yeah, it's
Lord.
it's one of the mysteries of life. But yeah,
Yep.
God bless him. But I just don't agree with it. But it's his life. Producer, director, actor. Go for
Everything.
it, Tom.
Yeah.
But you're
Keep
killing
going.
Patriot fans with this. All right. The WNBA. Do you feel
Mm.
it gets in its own way sometimes?
Man, it does feel like that. I wish I knew. It's hard to. We never really been around the inception, and it's not the inception
Yeah.
because the league itself's been around for a while. But for a lot of
Right.
folks, it feels like it's 5 years old, right? Like they're like, this is a brand new league.
As soon
And
as Caitlin Clark arrived, they
yeah,
came on into the
a
picture.
lot of new fans. Sometimes I do because like the Caitlin Clark of it all is very interesting to me. I think the
Yeah.
best thing for me personally that I'm watching happening is that she's sort of showing who she is. Like she's not a kitty cat. Like she's not soft and cuddly and whatever.
Right.
She's kind of a dick. And like I think showing that to a lot of people, I think it actually personally helps. I think she was put in a weird predicament that made people feel like they had to. I mean, here's the thing about commenting on everything, right? You don't have to. Like we don't have to comment on everything, and it felt like people were entering the fray just to pick up the fight for her where they really didn't have a horse in the race. And I never
Oh
really
yeah.
understood that. It had components of like sexism. There was a component of racism. There was like
Sure.
everything was sort of in this ugly ball. I think it will level out. I think her showing the world that She's not a soft, cuddly kitty cat. She doesn't need your help. She's kind of a dick on the floor. She yells at refs. Like she's not that girl. She's not that likable, sweet girl. Let her live, and that might
Yep.
just sort of even out after a while.
Yeah, for many of these people, they want to mold her like a piece of clay, and
Yeah.
put her in their own puzzle piece. My whole thinking is like the people that rip her because she's whiny. Hello, Michael Jordan,
We love her.
Tom Brady, Sidney Crosby. What do they all do great? First of all, they're all the greatest. They're great,
Yep.
elite, amazing, goats, right? They all complain to the refs. They all
Complain.
work the refs. What
Yep.
do you think she does? Why does she get blamed for it? Why did they pile on her? So adding that's the exclamation point to everything you said and just all the other stuff, the off the court stuff. The game is great. They
I
used to make
know.
fun of, you remember Beads, they used to make fun of all the final score be 42 to
The
24.
layups. It's just
They're
layups.
putting over 100 points a game. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't rip the skill of these players anymore. But I will say this,
Hmm.
there is no question. Okay, honestly, I'm not going to like lock into every WNBA game, but if
Right.
I'm sitting there and I want to break from Netflix, worst neighbor ever, I'll say, oh, look, the Indiana Fever are on. I'm stopping. I'm
No, I
watching the
agree.
Indiana Fever. Am I doing this with all due respect to, the Atlanta Dream? Sorry, I'm not on a regular basis, but I'm going to check in on with a Fever.
Yep. It's funny you should say that too, because I have YouTube TV. And so, when you click on live and it's got you all the things and you just,
Yeah.
I swear, I think the Fever are on there every day. Like
Yeah.
every day I'm like, oh, okay, here we go. Like
Yeah.
I kind of feel you on that. They are there. That's sort of how it works. Like you get a
Yeah.
superstar on your team. Look, there were more Spurs national games this year than the last 7 years combined. Like that's how
Right.
it works. You get a star,
Exactly.
you
It's
get attention.
business.
Yeah, it's
It's
business.
business. Okay, before I let you get out of here, the
Hmm.
people want to know.
Oh
I
dear.
know it's the summer. What's the best thing you've done so far this summer? And what is something you're looking forward to? And what's going on with Michelle Beadle?
What is the best thing I've done so far this
Yeah.
summer? That's a good question. Well, I did my seventh road trip back from LA to Texas. I put
Oh,
in like 20,000 driver miles by myself. Winnie's with me. She's obviously
yeah,
a
of
navigator,
course.
obviously. But I'm about to do so part of the Winnie thing is she's like 20, 21 years old now. It's my dog for people who are like, who's that her kid?
No, is
No,
she really
kind of. She's
2021? No.
2021. Like doing the math and looking back, like I got her when she was 9-ish, and so we're at the 2021-ish phase. And so normally I would leave, right? I'd go overseas. I'd see a new country that I haven't seen yet. Blah blah blah. This year I was like, I'm not even going to do that. I'm going to do
No.
the entire thing, American road trip. I rented a big old house on the Outer Banks of North Carolina starting next week. I'm going to go with my
Look
best
at
friend
you.
and her dog. We're going to go for like 3 weeks, Linda. And it's another one of these. Here's the best part about it. I don't know if I should even share this embarrassing
Go
factoid.
for it.
I bought a giant Rand McNally map. Yeah, and I'm horrible at maps, by the way. And what I'm
They
doing
still
is,
exist. They
they
still
not
exist.
only do they exist, I even got the giant foldy one for when you're in the car. But the reason I did that is because I want to do a different route than what we did to South Carolina last summer, and I'm pinning all of the casinos between me and the Outer Banks. We're going to hit every single one, just 20 minutes each, boom, slot machines, see what happens. Yeah, I'm going to try to make myself be better about like content, but I
I
do
was
kind of
just
want to do it.
thinking that.
I
I was
know.
like, my
So
brain was
bad at it.
clicking for you. I was like, this would be a great content creator thing on
I know.
Instagram, you
But
know?
but you know how hard it is. You have such good intentions. I even bought like the dumb little like, and then by the time I do it, I'm like, shit. 2 weeks have gone by. I've done nothing. But I'm gonna
Well,
do it.
here's the thing.
Do
You know what? I struggled with that before I decided to do this show, just because I like to talk. But the thing is
it.
this. I mean, you're torn
I
between
know.
enjoying the moment,
Yes.
being in the present,
Yeah.
because you're busy reaching for your ring light,
Yeah. You're like,
and you're
oh, it
like,
looks
I missed
horrible.
the
Do it
moment.
again. Like you can't do that. So, no, I'm gonna. My best friend, she's going through sort of a change in life as well. Like she
Okay.
lost her husband, and so she's trying
Oh,
to kind of find her place. And so she's
yes.
kind of big on like she's going to be a yogi and da-da. So
Yeah.
it's like 250-something-year-olds hitting the road and every casino along the way with their two old ass dogs. It's who
Well,
doesn't want to watch that?
I mean, that's great. First of all, you're my inspiration for another reason now because you travel along with your dog. Me and Babs.
I
Babs is a
know.
nervous wreck.
Oh,
Babs is more of
really?
a nervous wreck than me. If
In
something,
the
God
car?
forbid, ever happened, she'd be like, "You're on your own. I'm out of here."
Oh What, in the car only or just like in
She
general?
loves the car,
Oh,
but
that's a good
any
thing.
loud noises, anything, run for your lives.
That's not what you want your guard dog, but I got one.
No,
By the way, I have
no.
one snoring underneath me. My brother's dog, he's exactly like that. Like, God forbid I
Oh, so
clap
you
all of
mean,
a sudden.
yeah, you know what I'm talking about. So her anxiety, guess what, gives me anxiety.
Absolutely.
My anxiety gives her anxiety.
Oh, it's
I mean,
bad.
it's crazy, but I'm going to break out of that shell. But,
Yeah,
life with our dogs, time with our dogs
I know.
is so precious because they're here such a short time, as you know,
Well,
and I know,
I thought that
and
till
I don't
she
want to
lived to
go
be.
anywhere.
I thought that till she's gonna outlive me. And then I'm like,
You know
I had
what?
to
I
redo my
do.
will.
Beads, I swear, when we reach a certain age, I think these stupid things. I go, here
Always.
I am thinking, how am I going to live without her? How's she going to live out without me?
I
God
mean, she
forbid something
knows.
happen to
I
me.
look at her sometimes. I'm like, bitch, you're gonna be rich one day because you're gonna outlive me, and I'm leaving it all to you. Like, so
You're
taking a
going to be
little
like
little rich dog.
like these women like with cats, what they do with cats,
100. She's gonna earn.
Oh,
She's gonna own it all. My brother
that's
will.
great.
I love
Listen,
it.
I went to Wyoming for the first
Oh,
time, Jacksonville, Wyoming, but I only go for like
never
2 days.
been.
So you think here you are going, you're helping your friend during a tough
Yeah.
time. Um, I have a great friend. She's a doctor. She works for my brother. She's like half my age. The reason why we go together, I'm childish. I
Yep.
like things that 26-year-old women like.
Yep.
So there's this. So first we went to see Matt Rife, the comedian,
Oh
in
my
Billings,
lord.
Montana.
Yeah.
That was a disappointment. Don't get me started.
Oh, I not a fan, but I got you.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And
It's
my
not for
daughter,
me.
Sammy, who's 35, she's like, I don't know why you like this guy. And of course, Sammy once again was accurate.
Damn.
It
It's
was a
all
disaster.
crowd work. There's no actual comedy.
That's it. The
I know.
bigger
Yeah.
buildings. This was a 12,000 sold out. Poor people saved their money in Billings, Montana
Damn,
to see
dude.
this guy. He didn't know, he doesn't know how to.
He
He's
does
great
no
on his
there's
little Instagram
yeah.
videos that we
Which
love.
who isn't? That's because we
Yes.
curate that. No, I dated a comedian for like 2 years. I watched how hard he worked to come up with constantly new material and what have you. So when I saw the Rife stuff, I was like, that's not work. That's just showing up and mailing it in and just hoping the crowd plays along, which they do at this point because he's a huge
Yeah.
name. So yeah.
And I will say, though, in small venues, he is quick with a
Yeah.
crowd. He's very smart that
Damn.
way. But it just his choreographed skits for the bigger arenas just didn't fly.
Oof.
So anyway, in Wyoming, there's this 26-year-old singer-songwriter, country genre, just kind of reached out of that genre
Oh,
and collaborated with EDM guy Kygo. He's a DJ,
yeah.
and his name's Max McNown. He's adorable, and I felt like
Okay.
a teenager. I'm there in the front row. I'm definitely going to
I
pop a
love. No, you and
picture.
I are the same. I'm 50 going
Yeah,
on 22. Like I
yeah,
totally get it. I
yeah.
refuse the number. It doesn't mean anything at this
It
point.
doesn't. We're going
I mean,
backwards.
the skin sort of reflects it, but
Yeah, we
we're
won't
working
get
on all
into
that.
that. There's lotion for that. I
Oh,
keep
so much
ordering on
lotion.
Instagram the 9,000 different types of lotion to get rid of that skin.
Every day I buy a new one like an idiot. Blessed. So
All right, we
silly.
got to leave it there on skin lotion. Beads, always amazing, always
Yes.
great. Anything coming up? Or are you just going to enjoy the rest of the summer? I mean,
You
I'd be
know,
remiss if
we
I
may
didn't
or may
ask.
not have a FanDuel season 5. Stay tuned because I'd certainly
Okay,
like to
fingers
know.
crossed. If that's what Michelle Beadle wants,
We'll
that's what
see.
she will get.
Brings me back
Because
to
you know
LA, I
why?
know.
You're aligned with the universe. We've already established that.
Man, karma.
Thanks, Beads.
Thanks.